Hello students, in this video we will learn about the future tenses. So the first tense in future tenses is simple future tense. So let's learn a little basic information about this tense. So first of all, when to use it? The simple future tense is used to express non-continuous actions which will take place in the future. Simple future हम उन एक्शंस के लिए यूज करते हैं जो फ्यूचर में होंगे पर कॉन्टिन्यूअस नहीं होंगे. इट मीन्स वो लगातार नहीं चलेंगे. राइट. इन द फॉलोइंग एग्जांपल्स द वर्ब्स इन द सिंपल फ्यूचर टेंस आर अंडरलाइन. इन एग्जांपल्स में आपको पता लग जाएगा कि उन्हें कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है. दे विल फिनिश द वर्क टुमारो. वो अपना काम कल खत्म कर लेंगे. दे विल अराइव नेक्स्ट सैटरडे. वो अगले सैटरडे को आएंगे. सो यू सी हियर विल फिनिश मीन्स काम खत्म करेंगे. will arrive means आएंगे. So underlined form is simple future tense. Now let's learn about its formation. The simple future of any verb is formed from the auxiliary will or shall followed by the bare infinitive of the verb. So simple future को बनाने के लिए हम will shall का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, उसके साथ verb की first form लगाते हैं. Bare infinitive means the base form of the verb, that is the very first form of the verb. Right. So आओ इस टेंस के बारे में कुछ और चीजें सीखें. In informal English, particularly in American English, the simple future is usually conjugated entirely with the auxiliary will. Informal English में और American English में simple future में हम सिर्फ will का ही इस्तेमाल करते हैं. यहाँ पे एक word आया है conjugated. Let me tell you its meaning. So here is the word conjugate. Listen to its pronunciation.
Conjugate. Conjugate.
Conjugate. So you see, it's a grammar word. Means it is a grammar term to give the different forms of a verb as they vary according to number, person, tense, etc. It means to change the forms of the verbs. That is what conjugate is. Conjugate का मतलब होता है जो verb है उसकी different forms में उसका change होना. Right. The auxiliary will is a modal auxiliary. Modal auxiliaries do not modify, that is they do not change, but have the same form regardless of the subject. जो will है वो एक model है और models change नहीं होते, उनकी form सारे tenses में same रहती है. So the auxiliary will is often contracted to will. So will को short form में लिखते हैं apostrophe डाल के double L, तो उसका मतलब बन जाता है will. मतलब fast में हम इसको बोलते हैं will. Right. So thus in informal English and American English, the simple future of the verb to work is usually changed as follows. See here, I will work will become I'll work. So all these sentences are without contractions, and with contractions I'll work, you will work. So once again I'm explaining all of you what a contraction is. Contraction is when half of the word is written by adding apostrophe to it, right? So the omitted words are here represented by the apostrophe, right? Now let's talk about use of simple future in formal English. For formal English, there is a rule which states that in the simple future, the auxiliary shall should be used in the first person and the auxiliary will should be used in the second person and third person. हाँ, अब इसका मतलब है कि फॉर्मल इंग्लिश में, ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश में और फॉर्मल इंग्लिश में हम सिंपल फ्यूचर में फर्स्ट पर्सन प्रोनाउन जो कि आई और वी होता है उसके साथ हम शेल का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. राइट. बाकी सभी के साथ सेकंड पर्सन यू, थर्ड पर्सन ही, शी, इट, दे, इन सब के साथ हम विल लगाएंगे, लेकिन आई और वी के साथ हम शेल लगाएंगे. राइट. सो like will, the auxiliary shall is also a modal auxiliary, so it also remains the same. So here you see, thus in formal English the simple future of the verb to work may be conjugated as follows. Here you see formal English, and we have to learn this English, right? I shall work, you will work, he will work, she will work, it will work. we shall work, they will work. So here you see formal English is the academic English, or the English that we use while communicating formally with others. So आपने इस इंग्लिश की तरफ ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है. इनफॉर्मल इंग्लिश सिर्फ बातचीत के लिए ठीक है, लेकिन पढ़ने लिखने में, किसी फॉर्मल लेटर लिखने में, रिपोर्ट, ऐसे कुछ भी लिखने में, एकेडमिक इंग्लिश लिखने में हम आई के साथ शेल लगाएंगे, वी के साथ भी शेल लगाएंगे सिंपल फ्यूचर में. So even in informal English, the auxiliary shall is usually used in the first person for questions. ये बात की तरफ जरा ध्यान दीजिए. इवन इनफॉर्मल इंग्लिश में जब हम इनफॉर्मल इंग्लिश यूज करते हैं, क्वेश्चंस में shall ही यूज होगा, राइट. पर्टिकुलरली जब हम रिक्वेस्ट फॉर परमिशन की बात करेंगे, जैसे shall I call the office, shall we go to the library, ये इनफॉर्मल इंग्लिश है, right. However, the use of will for the first person of the simple future is beginning to be considered acceptable in formal English. Thus, except for questions where a request for permission is implied, either will or shall may be used for the first person of the simple future. So in this chapter, the alternative use of the auxiliary shall in the first person will be indicated by the word shall in brackets. So the rules for the use of will and shall which apply to the simple future tense also apply to the other future tenses. बेटा ये नोट करो, ये जो रूल हम सीख रहे हैं सिंपल फ्यूचर में रिगार्डिंग द यूज ऑफ विल एंड शेल, ये सारे फ्यूचर के टेंसेज में भी अप्लाई होते हैं. मतलब ये जो रूल हम सीख रहे हैं, ये सारे रूल अप्लाई होते हैं फ्यूचर कॉन्टिन्यूअस में भी, फ्यूचर परफेक्ट में भी, और फ्यूचर परफेक्ट कॉन्टिन्यूअस में भी. Let's see now how to form questions. So questions and negative statements. So as in the case with other English tenses, questions and negative statements in the simple future are formed using the auxiliary. जैसे कि दूसरे tenses में हम questions और negative statements बनाते हैं, फ्यूचर में भी वैसे ही बनाई जाती हैं. Questions बनाए जाते हैं helping verb को subject के आगे रख के, जैसे it will work, will it work, right. और negative में it will work, it will not work. So you see question हम बनाते हैं helping verb को subject के आगे, मतलब सबसे पहले लिख के, और negative में हम helping verb के पीछे not add कर देते हैं, right. और spoken English में here will not becomes won't, right. Contractions को हम ऐसे use करते हैं, will it work, won't it work, will they not work, won't they work. Now the next rule is very interesting in simple future tense, right? In order to express determination and compulsion, we follow this rule. In formal English, there is a rule which states that in order to express determination and compulsion, the auxiliary will is to be used in the first person and the auxiliary shall is to be used in the second person and third person. Kindly note down. Formal English में, academic English में, right? फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन में हम ने जब भी कभी अपने डिटर्मिनेशन, दैट इज पक्के इरादे, कंपल्शन, कंपल्शन मींस कोई मजबूरी को व्यक्त करना है, तो हम विल और शेल का रूल है जो चेंज करने का, वो अलग हो जाता है. जैसे कि फॉर्मल इंग्लिश में सिंपल सेंटेंसेस में, सिंपल सिचुएशंस में हम क्या यूज करते हैं, आई और वी के साथ शेल और बाकी सबके साथ विल. लेकिन जब भी हमें डिटर्मिनेशन और कंपल्शन एक्सप्रेस करनी है सिंपल फ्यूचर में, तब आई और वी के साथ विल लगेगा, यू के साथ शेल लगेगा, ही के साथ शेल लगेगा, शी के साथ शेल लगेगा, इट के साथ शेल लगेगा, और दे के साथ शेल लगेगा. हियर आर द एग्जांपल्स. And kindly note down, this is only to express determination and compulsion. For example, I will work, determination. You shall work, it is a compulsion. He shall work, it's a compulsion कि he, उसे काम करना ही पड़ेगा, तुम्हें काम करना ही पड़ेगा. She shall work, उसे काम करना ही पड़ेगा. It shall work, इसे काम करना ही पड़ेगा. We will work, हमें काम करना पड़ेगा. They shall work, उसे काम करना ही पड़ेगा. So you see, in this conjugation, the expressions I will work and we will work have the meaning I am determined to work. So you see, when we use will with I and we, it means it is representing determination. and we are determined to work, right? In contrast, the expressions you shall work and they shall work, for instance, have the meaning you will be compelled to work, मतलब जैसे मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया कि तुम्हें काम करना ही पड़ेगा, and they will be compelled to work. So this is the rule which you should always keep in mind in simple future tense. This is a special rule. Let's learn another interesting thing about simple future tense. And the interesting thing is कि हम प्रेजेंट कॉन्टिन्यूअस स्ट्रक्चर भी यूज करते हैं फ्यूचर के बारे में बात करने के लिए. आओ सीखें कैसे. सो द प्रेजेंट कॉन्टिन्यूअस ऑफ टू गो फॉलोड बाय एन इन्फिनेटिव is used to refer to an event which is about to happen or to refer to an action which someone intends to carry out in the future. So am going plus to infinitive structure इस्तेमाल किया जाता है फ्यूचर के एक्शन के लिए जो कोई होने वाला है या जो कोई करना चाहता है, राइट? आओ सीखें कैसे. The examples below illustrate the use of the present continuous tense of to go followed by an infinitive to refer to a future event. In each of these examples, the present continuous of to go is printed in bold type and the infinitive which follows it is underlined. जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले बताया कि going to plus infinitive को future के बारे में बात करने के लिए यूज किया जाता है. जैसे it is going to rain, I am going to write a letter tonight, they are going to study in France next year. So in the first example, the use of present continuous of to go followed by the infinitive to rain indicates that it is about to rain, कि rain होने वाली है. Here it is going to rain means rain होने वाली है, talking about future. So in the second and third examples, the use of present continuous of to go followed by the infinitives to write and to study indicates that the action of writing and studying are intended to be carried out in the future. यहाँ भी यही दोनों सेंटेंसेस में ये बताया जा रहा है कि लेटर लिखी जाएगी आज रात को और वो पढ़ने के लिए जाएंगे फ्रांस नेक्स्ट ईयर. लेकिन हम स्ट्रक्चर कौन सा यूज कर रहे हैं? प्रेजेंट कॉन्टिन्यूअस प्लस टू इन्फिनेटिव. सो ये बात आप याद रखना कि प्रेजेंट कॉन्टिन्यूअस प्लस टू इन्फिनेटिव इज ऑल्सो यूज टू टॉक अबाउट फ्यूचर actions or future things that will be done later in time, right? Now let's do some exercises in order to clear the concept more. So I would recommend you to pause the video until you fill the blanks according to the instructions given here, right? We'll check the answers at the end. Here is the second exercise, right? So follow the instructions and fill the blanks, and again pause the video until you fill all the blanks. We will check the answers at the end. Here is the third exercise, right? Kindly note down here you have to apply the rule of determination and compulsion, right? So while expressing determination and compulsion, a special rule is followed in simple future tense. So follow that rule. So here are the blanks and the hints. Fill the blanks, right? Again, I would recommend you to pause the video and complete all the blanks, fill all the blanks, and at the end we will check the answers. So here is the fourth exercise. Here this exercise checks your understanding of the rule of use of present continuous tense to express or to talk about future, right? So here again are 10 blanks. Pause the video, fill all the blanks, and then at the end we'll check the answers. So here are the answers, right? Here are the answers. I would recommend you to you see tick the correct answers, right, and cross the wrong ones, and at the end see what your score is. And in grammar your score must be full, only that ensures that your grammar is good. So keep trying until you master the grammar concepts. So let's learn future continuous tense now. So let's learn its use first, right? So the future continuous tense is used to express continuous ongoing actions which will take place in the future. So future continuous भी हम future actions के लिए use करते हैं, पर वो action future में चल रहे होंगे, right? So in the following examples, the verbs in the future continuous tense are underlined. For example, he will be waiting for us. इसकी हिंदी होगी वो हमारा इंतजार कर रहा होगा. They will be arriving tomorrow. वो कल आएंगे या वो कल आ रहे होंगे. So let's now learn its formation. The future continuous of any verb is formed with the simple future of the auxiliary to be followed by the present participle of the verb. For instance, the future continuous of the verb to work is conjugated as follows. Now note down, इसकी फॉर्मेशन होगी, सारे फ्यूचर टेंसेस में हम विल और शेल तो यूज करेंगे ही. आई के साथ शेल, वी के साथ भी शेल, बाकी सभी के साथ विल. इस टेंस में विल शेल के साथ बी प्लस फर्स्ट फॉर्म प्लस आईएनजी लगेगा. सो प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल हियर मींस आईएनजी फॉर्म. सो नोट डाउन, फ्यूचर कॉन्टिन्यूअस में विल शेल के साथ बी हम हमेशा इस्तेमाल करेंगे और उसके साथ आईएनजी फॉर्म जो कि प्रेजेंट कॉन्टिन्यूअस फॉर्म है. सो यहाँ पे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल लिख के दिखाए हुए हैं. आई विल बी वर्किंग अमेरिकन, आई शैल बी वर्किंग ब्रिटिश, you will be working, he will be working, she will be working, it will be working, we shall be working British, we will be working American, they will be working. So this is the conjugation, right? Now let us see how its questions and negative statements are formed, right? Here, questions and negative statements, right? As is the case with other English tenses, questions and negative statements in the future continuous are formed using the first auxiliary. So you see here is a simple statement, it will be working. So when we make question, we take the helping verb in front of the subject. So it will be working became will it be working, they will be working became will they be working. Now let us see how the negative will be formed, right? So negative is formed by just negative is formed by adding not uh, to the helping verb. Here is the example, it will be working, it will not be working, right? So now let us see negative questions. So there are negative questions also, question and negative both in a sentence. For example, will it not be working, will they not be working? So its short form will be written like this, won't it be working, won't they be working. So here are the practice exercises, right? Using either the auxiliary shall or the auxiliary will for the first person, fill in the blanks with the future continuous of the verbs shown in the brackets. Here are examples for you. Follow the examples and then do this exercise. You may pause the video to do the exercise, and at the end of the exercises we will check the answers. So let's move on to our next exercise. Here we have second exercise, same, using either the auxiliary shall or the auxiliary will, but you will use only shall. For the first person, fill in the blanks with the future continuous of the verb shown in the brackets. For example, here are the examples, right? So and here are 12 practice sentences. You may pause the video and do the exercise, and at the end we will check your answers. So here are the answers, right? So you can check your answers. For each correct answer, give yourself 1 mark, and for each wrong answer, 0. Let's learn the future perfect tense now. So here is its use. The future perfect tense is used to refer to a non-continuous action which will be completed by a certain time in the future. So future perfect tense उन actions के लिए यूज किया जाता है जो फ्यूचर में लगातार नहीं चलेंगे, राइट, और जो फ्यूचर में एक खास समय से पहले कंप्लीट कर लिए जाएंगे, राइट. सो इन द फॉलोइंग एग्जांपल्स द वर्ब्स इन द फ्यूचर परफेक्ट टेंस आर अंडरलाइन. नीचे दिए हुए एग्जांपल्स में ये बताया गया है कि वो कैसे यूज किए जाते हैं. शी विल हैव फिनिश द वर्क बाय वेंसडे. फ्यूचर में बुधवार से पहले उसने अपना काम खत्म कर लिया होगा, राइट. आई शैल हैव क्लीन द रूम बिफोर द गेस्ट अराइव. मैंने मेहमानों के आने से पहले कमरा साफ कर लिया होगा. दे विल हैव ईटन ब्रेकफास्ट बाय द टाइम ही गेट्स अप. जब तक वो उठेगा उन्होंने नाश्ता कर लिया होगा. So in these examples, the use of future perfect indicates that the actions of finishing the work, cleaning the room, and eating breakfast will have been completed before the coming of Wednesday, the arrival of the guest, and his getting up take place. So you see, इन तीनों एग्जाम्पल्स एंड टेंसेज में जो काम है वो किसी स्पेसिफाइड टाइम से पहले पूरे कर लिया गया है. जैसे कि काम खत्म कर लिया बुधवार से पहले, ठीक है, कमरा साफ कर लिया मेहमानों के आने से पहले, और उन्होंने नाश्ता कर लिया उसके उठने से पहले. सो इस सेंस में फ्यूचर परफेक्ट टेंस इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. Let's now learn how it is formed. So the future perfect of any verb is formed from the simple future of the auxiliary to have followed by the past participle. So simple words में अगर हम कहें तो future perfect बनता है will shall plus have plus third form लगाने से. जैसे I shall have worked, you will have worked, he will have worked, so and so on. Questions कैसे बनते हैं? जैसे बाकी tenses में question बनते हैं helping verb को सब्जेक्ट के आगे लेके आने से. तो यहाँ पे जैसे इट विल हैव वर्कड का बन जाएगा क्वेश्चन विल इट हैव वर्कड. सो अब देखते हैं नेगेटिव कैसे बनते हैं. नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स भी बिल्कुल वैसी ही बनती है जैसे दूसरे टेंसेस में बनते हैं, हेल्पिंग वर्ब के साथ नॉट लगा के. जैसे इट विल हैव वर्कड, इट विल नॉट हैव वर्कड. और कंट्रैक्शंस के साथ देखें अब कैसे बनते हैं. विल इट नॉट हैव वर्कड, वोंट इट हैव वर्कड. So let's now do some exercises to understand the form of the verb better and the concept better, right? So fill in the blanks using the future perfect form of the verb as shown in the examples, right? I would recommend you to pause your video until you have filled all the blanks. At the end, you can check the answers which will be provided at the end of the video. So here is the second exercise. Again, fill the blanks using the future perfect form of the verb as shown in the examples. और मैं चाहता हूं कि आप वीडियो को पॉज कर लें जब तक ये सारी ब्लैंक्स आप फ्यूचर परफेक्ट टेंस में फिल ना कर लें, और इस वीडियो के बिल्कुल एंड में आपको आंसर्स बताए जाएंगे. लेट्स चेक द आंसर्स नाउ. So here are the answers. For each correct answer, give yourself 1 mark, and for each wrong answer, cross and give yourself 0, and at the end see how many marks you have scored in total. Let's learn now future perfect continuous tense. So let's learn first its use. So the future perfect continuous tense is used to express a continuous ongoing action which will be completed by a certain time in the future, right? So future continuous tense हम future के उन actions के लिए use करते हैं जो action चलते रहेंगे और complete होंगे किसी particular time में in future, right? So you will understand better with the examples. In the following examples, the verbs in the future perfect continuous tense are underlined. Here, by next January, she will have been living here for a year. So you see, अगली जनवरी तक वो यहाँ एक साल से रह रही होगी. कुछ ऐसी आवाज आएगी इसकी हमारी लैंग्वेज में, राइट? You will have been traveling a great deal by the time you return home. So जब तक तुम अगले साल घर वापस आओगे तब तक तुम काफी देर तक ट्रैवलिंग कर रहे होगे. ये ये ऐसी आवाज आएगी. he will have been working for 10 months by the time he takes his vacation. जब वो अपनी छुट्टी लेगा तब तक वो 10 महीने से काम कर रहा होगा. So you see, the future perfect continuous tense is used to express a continuous action, ongoing action, which will be completed by a certain time in the future. For example, by next January, right? By the time you return home, or by the time he takes his vacation. So in these examples, the use of the future perfect continuous indicates that the continuous ongoing actions of living, traveling and working will have been completed before the events of the coming of January, your returning home and his taking a vacation take place. So that's it. So now let's learn its formation, that how it is formed. So the future perfect continuous of any verb is formed from the future perfect of the auxiliary to be, followed by the present participle of the verb. For instance, the future perfect continuous of the verb to work is conjugated. Here in the examples it has been shown. I shall have been working British English. I will have been working American English. So you will have been working, he will have been working, she will have been working, it will have been working. Here again, with we use shall in British English. We shall have been working, they will have been working. So this is how the verb form will be used. And here, will, shall plus have plus been plus first form plus ing. So it will make future perfect continuous tense. And how are the questions formed? See now, the questions are formed by putting the helping verb in front of the subject. For example, it will have been working, will it have been working is the question, right? Let's see how its negative statements are formed. So negative sentence is formed by adding not to the helping verb. For example, here is the simple statement, it will have been working. So it will, in negative sentence it will be written, it will not have been working. And let us see how negative questions are formed. Will it not have been working? So this is a simple without contraction. So here with contraction, will it not or will not will become won't it have been working. So this is with contraction. So that's it. Now let's do some exercises in order to, you see, understand the concept better. So here are the practice exercises. Exercise first, fill in the blanks with the future perfect continuous form of the verbs shown in the brackets. Examples have been done for your guidance. I would recommend you to use only shall with first person pronouns I and we, right? You may pause the video until you have filled the blanks, and at the end we'll check the answers. Here is the second exercise. Again, fill the blanks using future perfect continuous form of the verb. Examples have been done for you, right? So fill all the 12 blanks using future perfect continuous form of the verb. You may again pause the video until you have filled all the blanks, and at the end we'll check the answers. So let's check the answers now. Here are the answers. Here, for each correct answer, give yourself 1 mark, and for each wrong answer, give yourself 0. And see at the end how many marks you have scored. Thank you very much.